Roviana. My name is Matasila Freshwater. I am the writer-director of the Hiama vignette segment from Ep4.
Kaingagita, simainda, pakolo, palamana. Kaingagita, simainda, kosagiusu. Eke kaingagita, simainda, kosamepesoye.
The story is about Lupitina, my ancestor, I think my mum's granddad's auntie or sister, and she was a Hiama in the Solomon Islands in the Western Province of the Roviana Lagoon, and Hiamas are like our shamans. They're people who can transcend space and time, influence the natural world, and what they say will happen, can kind of predict things. And I think I wanted, when I heard about what these stories were doing and they were sort of connecting with these old gods, I wanted to sort of honour my family in a way that wasn't about vengeance, but was about empowerment, and sort of using the horror genre to explore elements that have typically decided that blackness and darkness was something to be fearful of, and sort of embracing that to subvert it and basically make it something that could be empowering and interesting and maybe a bit uncomfortable. I think it's about the depiction of blackness. It's about womanhood. I think the world that we live in at the moment has been really tumultuous in terms of, Black Lives Matter, and we're sort of recognizing how cooked the world is in terms of colonization and getting more equipped with language and action to decolonize and to understand what has happened. And so this is kind of a exploration of that in the horror genre, looking at things that had typically been deemed abject by white people and whiteness in horror films, like black bodies, like women, like menstruation, and sort of using that to create something the opposite of what white people have sort of stereotyped us as, I guess. My family are black people, my mum is black, my dad is white, and the bodies that I recognise and connect to are black people, black Melanesian women, and so I felt like it was important to honour them and to tell their story and my story, a little bit weird, but we're a little bit weird, so yeah. Yeah, it's important for us to take charge of our own narratives, for too long we've been pushed to the side, which has meant that we have been stereotyped, which means we don't have agency in the real world, which means that, stories are how we understand the world. It's not just about having a good time or having entertainment. They form our understanding of how we exist in the real world. And so we need to start having agency in how we exist in the real world, show representations of how diverse we are, of how nuanced we are, of how interesting we are, and that's why it's important.